As early as the 16th century, the Spanish recognized the advantages of a canal across the Central America isthmus. Eventually, two routes came to the considered, one through Panama and the other through Nicaragua. If the most for selecting the route through Panama increased with the constructions of the Panama Railroad in the mid-19th century. The eventual route of the canal closely followed that of the railroad. Colon is the second largest city in the country and home to the main port of the entire Caribbean coast. We start our cruise in Colon through passing by the Panama Canal to Pacific side of the ocean. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. If you are new from my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell so that you will be updated on my new travel experience video. Enjoy watching! Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. This lock-type canal, Panama, extending across the eastmost of Panama. It connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. It is about 82 km or 50 miles long from deep water to deep water, with an average depth of 13 meters or 43 feet through the Gaillard Culebra Cut. The width varies between 150 to 300 meters or 500 to 1,000 feet. In 1881, a French company began constructing the canal, but the enterprise collapsed in 1889. Under a 1903 treaty, Panama granted the U.S. the Panama Canal Zone and the rights to build and operate a canal. Work began in 1904. Facing enormous obstacles, George Washington Goethals directed the construction from 1907, and the canal opened on August 15, 1940. The canal enabled ships traveling between the two oceans to avoid lengthy circumnavigations of the South America and was a boon to world commerce. After dispute over sovereignty, a 1977 treaty provided for Panama to take control on the canal by 2000. It did so in 1999, except for a small craft, no vessels can pass through the canal under its own power. Did you know that before the Panama Canal was built, ships traveling between the east and the west coast of the America continents had to go around Cape Horn in South America, a voyage that was some 8,000 nautical miles longer than going through the canal, and that took about 2 months to complete. All journeys between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans are shortened by thousands of nautical miles by going through the Panama Canal. Each lock chamber is 110 feet or 33.5 meters wide and 1,000 feet or 304.8 meters long. Each lock chamber takes roughly 8 minutes to fill with about 101,000 cubic meter of waters. The Panama Canal Authority estimated that each transit through the canal uses 52 million gallons of water. Larger craft are guided by the electric towing locomotives, which operate on cog tracks on the lock walls and serve to keep the ship centered in the lock. Before a lock can be entered, a fender chain stretched between the walls of the approach must be passed. If all is proceeding properly, the chain will be dropped into a groove at the bottom of the channel. If by any chance the ship is moving too rapidly for safety, the chain will remain stretched and the vessels will run against it. That chain, which is operated by the hydraulic machinery in the walls, then will pay out slowly by automatic release until the vessels has been brought to a stop. Ships are taken through the canal by one of the more pilots who board each ship before it leaves the terminus. With a waiting time, ships may require about 25 hours to negotiate the canal. The average transit time once a vessel has been authorized to proceed is about 10 hours from one end of the canal on the other. When Gaillard Colabracat is not being dragged, canal traffic generally proceeds in both directions. The heavenly rainfall of Panama makes operate feasible despite the irrevocable loss of large quantity of water with each transit. To conserve water, two or more vessels moving in the same directions are passed through together when there is seismic storm. The third lock system of the third set of the lock project began in 2007, were inspired by the Berendrecht lock in Antwerp, Belgium, and the water-saving basin used in the canal in Germany. Some 190 tons of steel, most from the Mexico, are enriched in heavily reinforced concrete to build the lock chamber on the Atlantic and the Pacific sides, and the new lock gates measured up to 33 feet 10 meters wide or 98 feet 30 meters high and 190 feet 50 meters long. The new chambers and basins, which will control the water flowing from the Gatun Lake, were designed to minimize the turbulence of the water flow and the disturbance and transiting vessels. The basins were completed in June 2016 and it include 158 valves consisting of 20,000 tons of the structural materials. Officials says those water savings basins are the largest in the world and facilitate a 60% reuse of water, where areas the existing locks use 52 million gallons or 197 million liters with each use. The new locks use 48 million gallons or 182 million liters. Gatun Lake is a large freshwater artificial lake to the south of Colon, Panama, at approximately 26 meters or 85 feet above sea level. It forms a major part of the Panama Canal, carrying ships 32 km or 21 miles of their transit across the eastmost of Panama. Gatun Lake was officially created June 27, 1913, when the gates of the spillway of Gatun Dam were finally closed and the world waited for the lake to fill. The water levels are about 14.6 meters or 48 feet above sea level and was expected to fail to operate levels in the next 6 months. Continual maintenance work on the canal and its associated facilities is needed to keep it in operation in a tropical climate. That includes dredging channels, scheduling overhauls of locks, and repairing and replacing machinery. Because of the heavy rainfall and unstable soil, landslides in the hills adjoining at Gaillard Cut had been an intermittent problem since the canal was built. Preventive and remedial measures frequently have been taken to keep the channel open, and a program to stabilize its banks was designed to draw away rainfall that might otherwise undercut its slopes. Two major slides have been occurred since 1970, and the first in 1974, and the second is the 1986. Is both cases one-way traffic had to be imposed for a time in the affected area. Each ship is also boarded by measures to verify its carrying capacity and to collect tolls. Manifest ships' papers and other documents are inspected and recorded. Transits are scheduled and monitored at points along the road by an automatic marine traffic control system. Traditionally, cargoes were carried below deck and tolls were assessed on the goods carried there. However, because of the changes in the marine design and the widespread use of the containerized cargoes, a large portion of the burden is now carried on deck. The volume of the containerized cargo passing through the canal is outranked only by shipments of a grain or a petroleum products. A land radiating with light, perfectly imperfect, and full of authenticity, where northern and southern world connects, old and the new worlds coexist, and cosmopolitan landscapes live in harmony with wild, untamed rainforest. A country for those who seek beyond expectations, that dares you to see more, taste more, connect more, feel more. A place for those who long more stimulations, connections, and transformations. Panama's is not the destinations, but the journey to discover more and what truly matters. Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Thank you for your love and support to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments on what about did you saw or any feedbacks that will help my channel to improve in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my travel experience video. Stay safe and take care.